she said the best thing he did was just make sure that we all got the education. But then she also made sure to say that whatever we did in life, all that mattered is what we provided for others before ourselves, and that was the most important thing. One way he did that was he'd always carry around in his truck, he had a bag full of the gold Sacagawea coins, and whenever we stopped at a light and there was a homeless person on the corner, he'd give them to me and say, hey, you have to give this to this man. Half the time I'd be a little awkward with me because some of them kind of scary, but he always made sure that I knew that they came first, they had it harder than I did, and so I needed to make sure that they got what they deserved, basically. Next was his work. This was a quote that was also given during his eulogy. This was Bart Chadwick, who was the regional administrator for OSHA. OSHA is if you've worked service industry, anything to do with safety, OSHA is the main place that makes sure all the safety requirements are upheld in the office or the field. So, quote unquote, how remarkable is that? How many of us can look back on what we do and know in our heart that we truly made a difference? Tim McDougal made a difference in the lives of hundreds of working people. Most of them will never know how their lives are different, or how their lives are different because of Tim. He was saying this in relation to a project he and my dad and many others worked on with OSHA, and it was called the Home Safe Act. And the Home Safe Act was an act to make the home building field a lot safer. Home building prior to my dad working with Richmond American Homes was a very dangerous, one of the most dangerous fields to work in. He would go around Colorado to job sites and monitor whether people were in hard hats or safety harnesses, and he'd help them out with that. He'd give away free safety equipment that cost $200 just so they would be able to be safe. So through his life principle of helping others, he saved lives. And then finally, the coach. This quote was taken off of Caring Bridge, and this was one of my teammates. There was not enough things to say to explain what an amazing, inspiring person you are. Not just to me, but to everyone you've ever been around. I can remember every game of mine you've attended because you always said one thing: smile. That simple word has shaped me, not only to the ball player I am today, but the person I am today. Whenever I'm struggling or angry about something, I always just picture you, my coach, my mentor, and also my friend, telling me to smile. You're the reason I am where I am today. I couldn't have done it without you, Coach. So in your own words, smile. You'll forever hold a special place in my heart. This quote with coaching just perfectly hits it. I was lucky enough to have my dad as my coach through Little League and through high school. And the thing he always preached, whether you're on the field, no matter what the score, no matter what you're doing, is smile and you'll have fun. He wanted to make sure the kids knew the principle of the game, knew the right form so they would not get hurt with football, and most importantly, to have fun. He started coaching right outside of high school. He coached for 40 years. His main goal was to make it to the major league, but he got in a accident, and it required him to have surgery on his elbow and couldn't play anymore. So he thought the next best thing was to coach. He related himself to the players more than anything, and that's what made him such a great coach. He created friendships with the players. He made them feel like he was their father or their friend, and that was, I believe, his greatest achievement. His biggest thing, other than smile, was no palms. If he saw a player do this, instantly he'd take him out of the game, give him a little yelling, tell him not to do it again, and send him right back in. One of the best stories I've ever heard of him was coaching a halftime speech, and he was telling the defense what they needed to do to adjust, and a player got up and said, "What do you want me to do about it?" He grabbed the kid up. This was back in the day when you can grab a player. Pulled the kid up and started yelling at him, and as he's doing that, he had two false front teeth, and they came spitting out the player. He grabbed them, didn't skip a beat, and kept yelling at the kid and told him to do his job. I'd like to go to the Caring Bridge side real quick. One of the greatest things that I saw was the day of my dad's funeral service. I didn't know the impact that my dad had on so many lives until the day of his funeral service, when a small church in Arvada, Colorado fit 1,200 people in it. I met more people that day that I did not know than I have at this college alone. The impact he had on coworkers, on friends, family, everything, I will never truly understand to this day. As you can see, he had over 15,000 visits just to the site. My mom was very good in keeping people up with what was happening with this cancer. And it was just amazing as I scrolled through this last couple days to see the guest book. People would be able to sign in and just leave some things they would like to say to my father and just to my family. I mean, people even weeks and months after he had passed, they were leaving stories. I mean, right there, this says it all. My aunt left one that the other day, just completely lost it. I still sometimes lose it, but I always think about it, go back, and I smile.